What's up, family? Welcome to Closing Open Wounds. If you are new here, my name is Kalisha, and welcome again, where we promote healing and wholeness to make better life decisions. Now, on this channel, we talk about a lot of touchy subjects, a lot of sensitive topics. Today is no different, guys. So we're just going to talk about it. If you're here, you already seen the title, Empath and the Narcissist. And y'all, this is crazy. I only talk about things that me and my friends talk about, or things that I have experienced myself. I had put a post on my Facebook and it got some traction. So I said, you know what? Let's talk about it, because y'all know we talk about everything here. So I don't even really know where to start, but we just want to dive right in. So we're talking about empaths, and we're talking about the narcissist and why they attract, why you can be an empath and attract a narcissist. Now, you're going to have to do your own individual study, but I'm your girl. I'm going to start you off, and we're going to talk about a few things. If I'm looking down, I have my tablet here, and I wrote some notes to try to give me a guideline that we could follow. So let's start. Let's start by defining what an empath is, okay? Empath is a person with a paranormal ability to apprehend the mental or emotional status of another individual. Years ago, I thought something was wrong with me, guys. Like, I literally could feel everything. I could walk into a room and it could be light. I could feel it. I would feel good. Or the opposite. I can go and feel dark and dreary and scared. And I wouldn't even know why until I started learning about me and being an empath. So what are the characteristics of an empath? Let's talk about that. They're highly sensitive. Now, before we talk about this, let me premise everything, okay? Now, you may not have all these qualities, or the person that you're thinking about why you clicked on here, they may be a narcissist. They may not have everything that I'm listing here. This is just a guide for you, okay? Just follow me, all right? So characteristics of an empath: highly sensitive. They could be introvert. For me, I coined this, I'm socially introverted. What the hell is that? Okay. I can be social, very social butterfly into everything. But really, I am an introvert. I need my alone time. I need to get away from people so I can be out there and be social. But for me, I call myself a social introvert. Okay. Next point, they need alone time. They absorb other people's emotions easily. They believe there's a reason for everyone's behavior. They can be overwhelmed in intimate relationships. They are target for energy vampires. I'm telling y'all, I don't know why I keep coming across narcissists, but that's because they are attracted to our energy. They need our healing. You understand? They need that. We're targets for energy vampires. They become replenished in nature, which is good because, and I totally identify with this stuff, because I can literally feel so much better when I'm in front of a body of water or something beautiful, something that God created. I mean, it does charge me. So I definitely resonate with this. Let's see what else we have here. They can easily put themselves in someone else's shoes. And can see many different types of views, many different points of views. Like, for me, even if I disagree with you, I can understand where you're coming from. I'm like, okay, I see where you got that. Or if I know the background of a person or something like that, I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but I still feel this way. You understand what I'm saying? So now that we've talked about the empath and different things and characteristics that they have, let's dive into the narcissist, okay? The definition of a narcissist is a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Woo, child. There's actually, guys, there is actually a diagnosis for this type of person. It's called NPD, Narcissistic Personality Disorder. A disorder in which a person has an inflated self of importance. I think we all know somebody like that. Now, I'm not saying they have NPD, but we all know someone that is just arrogant. They're full of themselves. They may even talk about themselves all the time. For me, that's a turnoff when someone always talks about themselves. I don't know. I don't like it. But let's jump into some of the characteristics of a narcissist. A grandiose sense of self. Now, a lot of things that I've gotten here is researched that I have found on the internet or different YouTubers or internet information that I have gathered. Okay, so this is out there, y'all. Look for it for yourself. Seriously, you don't have to take my word for it. This is not Bible, but this is definitely a guideline for you. A grandiose sense of self is they're just grand. They're all that. They're awesome. And you're little compared to them. They are big stuff, okay? They have a sense of entitlement. You are supposed to do for them. Like, do you know who they are? Like, this is the type of attitude that they have. Excessive need for admiration. Like, they always need compliments. Everything they do seems to revolve around them. Like, anything that they do for a person, most of the time is for them to get that admiration, that those compliments that they need. They need that. They need to feed on that. Superficial and exploit relationships. Sometimes these people are with you just to get from you. Like I said, we all know people like this. They need control. Oh my goodness, this is serious. They do need control. Another one that I have added is they're unforgiving but require forgiveness. Like, they're unforgiving, but you better forgive them. They're not going to forgive you. Not that easily. Okay. Some of them can be vindictive and do tit for tat. Yes. Okay. So they're unforgiving. Lack of empathy. They don't feel sorry. They don't really care about your feelings. They don't take your feelings into consideration. Most of the time, if you do get them to take your feelings into consideration, it's because you've embarrassed them or there's a lot of people around and they feel like they have to, there's no retreat. So, oh yeah, but most of the time privately, no. They have an identity disturbance and they're really trying to find themselves. When I looked up the research and I watched videos, I heard the craziest things, guys. I couldn't even put it all in here because it would have been too long. Okay. But they have an identity disturbance. Like, they're trying to find themselves. They have childlike issues that were not resolved in their childhood. So you're dealing with a big grown baby. Sorry, but it is what it is. And another point, they deflect when they are called out on their behavior. So, you can call a narcissist out on their behavior. And instead of them owning it, they're going to talk about you and what you did. And, and it'll be way off. They're not even on the subject. You're like, stay right here. But they're incapable of owning their part in a matter. And you're like, yo, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings. Well, you should be tougher than your skin too thin. Like, you'll be like, yo, what? Any other rational human being would be like, yo, my bad. Like, I didn't even know. To me, it's like this. If you love me, and this is not just for a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Yo, you have narcissists in your family, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your aunts, your uncles. This is not just for, a physical relationship. But you could tell this person like, yo, you hurt my feelings. Or they can know how to hurt you and do it intentionally. This is serious, y'all. This is like demonic. I mean, when I started studying this, I was blown away. Like, seriously, y'all, for real. Another point is difficulty with attachment and dependency. Like I said, this is not everyone, but some of them, you can't even depend on them. They flighty, they high risk. You can't depend on them for nothing. Like, it is what it is. The crazy part is they lack self-esteem, but it's disguised as self-esteem. Now, this is crazy. This is something that I added. Lack of self-esteem disguised as self-esteem. What are you talking about, Cleisha? Listen, I tell people this all the time. Confidence is quiet. I don't have to tell you who I am or what I do or what I'm about. When I hit the room, you already like, uh-oh, who that? I don't have to say a word. But when you have someone that always, yeah, I'm this and I'm that, like, girl, bye, da-da-da-da-da. Like, they're full of themselves. And really, they insecure and just don't know how to deal with it. That's what it is, y'all. I'm telling you, lack of self-esteem disguised as self-esteem. I deal with my self-esteem. So, y'all know, well, if you don't, I my background is, I have a testimony just like you. Let's just say that. And I've dealt with bullies and everything growing up. And narcissists are really bullies. And the craziest thing about them is they probably have been bullied and they know how it feels and they hate a bully, but they become what they hate. This is crazy, y'all. I know someone that has narcissistic behavior. I'm going to just say it like that because I'm not a doctor to diagnose them. They have narcissistic behavior. And they talk about how they were bullied. And they hate bullies. But they have grown up to be a bully. What is a bully? We all know what a bully is. I ain't even looking up that definition for y'all. Someone that just keeps badgering you, making you do things you don't want to do, being mean to you, rude, ignorant, not caring, no sympathy, not empathetic to your feelings. Just, it's whatever. It is what it is. I am who I am. So, and it's really, really sad because looking at the study, two things could have happened from a psychological standpoint. Like me, I was bullied and I was raised by my grandparents. My mother, God rest her soul, she just passed away this February. And y'all pray for me. This is my first Thanksgiving without my mom, and I'm really going through it. That's a reason why I'm bringing this out, because this time of year, it's November. It's about to be Thanksgiving next week. I don't know when you're watching this, but let me give you some background. This type of season can be very depressing. If you don't have anybody or you don't have any family or you're depressed or you're mourning you're mourning your loved ones, it can be very depressing. And I realized that I'm like, oh my God, I'm going through it, and I'm not happy, and I deal with my self-esteem with that. I go back and forth. So me growing up and having the past that I had, and I'm telling you, in the 80s, y'all, it was crazy. Like, kids would know your mom was trying out on drugs, and that's when that song came out, your mama's on crack rock. And they used to sing that song to me, and I'm like, y'all don't even know my mom, but it hurt. I dealt with a lot of stuff, just like you. I ain't taking away from you. But we've been through a lot of stuff. So someone like me, it's like, I never want nobody to feel how I felt growing up all through school with a low self-esteem, lack of self-worth, not standing up for myself, being bullied. So for me, I'm like, I'm not going to do that to nobody. Now, the narcissist, they could have been bullied. And so for them, it's a little different. Just like, I've been bullied, so now I'm gonna just bully everybody. They don't say bully, but I'm gonna get them before they get me. Like, I'm not gonna let nobody, come in my face. Like, I'm gonna just, like a bull in a china shop. Like, they're gonna protect their heart by any means necessary. Ain't nobody gonna talk about me. They stand in the mirror all day. They talk about themselves all day. You could be talking about something and they're like, oh yeah, well, when this happened to me, da 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 da. Now we all can identify with someone else's story and be like, you know what? I know how you feel because, da 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 da. You know the heart that you will come from. But a narcissist, they just want to be the center of attention. They don't care. And if the attention ain't on them, they mad. They mad. If the spotlight is not on them, they really mad. It's really sick, y'all. Like, it's crazy. Narcissists expose others without guilt or shame. Chronic feelings of emptiness and boredom. Lives in a fantasy world that, of course, they're delusional. Like they live in their own fantasy world where they're delusional and they're just the grandest thing. Like, they live in their own world, basically. Frequently demeans, intimidates, bullies, or belittles others. Another one that I put in is needs the empath to feel good about themselves. Okay? And when you go through it with a narcissist, let me tell you what they do. Uses silent treatment as a form of punishment. You want to know why? Because it's an honor and a privilege to talk to them. Do you know who they are? You're like, really? And they'll do that. And lastly, what I have on here is they play the victim. So they could hurt you and you could tell them, yo, you hurt my feelings, I'm just coming to you. Or they can know you hurt. You see, sometimes like me, I won't initially say something. I'll get in the shell or I'll be quiet. Like, I'll just be like, oh, wow. All right. Especially if I told this person or they know me, you know what I mean? Like, that hurt. Like, I don't even got to tell you, like, yo, that hurt. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? And so you'll call them on it and they'll play the victim. And you be like, yo, am I tripping? Like, yo, 1 + 1 is 2. How you get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Like, bruh. Yo, like, for real, like, what you doing? So let's talk about this. Next one. This is why they say opposites attract. So we talked about empaths. We talked about the narcissist. And now can you see why they attract? It's so toxic. Like, y'all, it's crazy. Like, this is why they attract. Empaths are the opposite of narcissists. While people with narcissistic personality disorder have no empathy and thrive on the need of admiration, the empath are highly sensitive and in tune with other people's emotions. Empaths are emotional sponges who can absorb feelings of another person very easily. So me being a little empath, I'm like, oh my God, like, you hurt. Obviously you ain't been loved right. And we take on them sometimes. We're like, because we want to help. We're nurturers. We're loving. We're kind. And empaths can be male or female. Narcissists can be male or female. You fit it in however you fit it in. There's no gender. Now, studies do say that men tend to be more narcissistic than women. Okay? So when the empath and the narcissist get together, okay, it's cool in the beginning. We see where the deficit is. I call myself a root worker. And what that means for me is that I want to get to the root of a problem so you can grow, and be better. Like, I want to see you survive this. If I was in a relationship with one, I want us to grow together. I want us to, grow together. Let's talk about the cycle of the narcissistic abuse. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, obviously there is abuse that comes with it. And I'm just trying to enlighten y'all. Y'all know we talk about real stuff here, so I'm telling you, I have pictures. Everything's going to be on the screen. So look at the little diagram over here, okay? The cycle of narcissistic abuse. First, it's adoration, which some people call love bombing. It's like, I love you. Oh my God, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. What would I do without you? Like, yo. And you'd be like, oh. And that's how they get you. Because the first stage is adoration. Love bomb you. Just give you so much love. And they're very charismatic with it. They're very charming. Okay, like, even if you're not even attracted to them, like, they can still sweep you off your feet. And you'd be like, what the hell just happened? But okay, you love me, adoration. They just pour all this love on you. Second is control and abuse. Now, whether the abuse is physical, mental, or emotional, verbal, whatever, that's where the abuse comes in, the control. Telling you ain't nothing without me, and this, I mean, just crazy. Just talk about you like a dog, demean you. I saw one diagram that said demean you, belittle you. Then if you challenge them or say something about it, the next step is rage. They get upset. They get upset that you called them out on their behavior. This is bananas. Like, yo, something's really not right with your psyche. Well, okay, let me get this straight. You hurt me. I tell you hurt me, and you mad because I'm mad. I mean, put in the comments, am I the only one that this has happened to? Like, I don't know how people can be like this. I've had family members that are like this. Like, I've encountered this. Unfortunately, we encounter it in our homes, in our workplaces, sometimes even in church. Like, people need help. They need to be diagnosed. And the last cycle is calm. Then they calm down. But that's not it, y'all. The cycle starts all over again. And we're back to adoration. You know what, baby? I'm they might even not even say they're sorry. They're just like, I'm going through some stuff, but, I love you. And you be like, what type of apology? You lucky if you get an apology from them. I'm just sorry. It is what it is. If you resonate with this stuff, please put it in the comments. Let me know that I'm not tripping. Now, come on. Like, help a sister out. Okay. The narcissist is able to keep the empath in a cycle of emotional or physical abuse to continue demoralizing them, and uses them as the scapegoat for their own dysfunctional feelings. Like, yo, that says it all right there. It's their own dysfunctional feelings. Okay? Narcissistic abuse, let's define it, is a form of emotional abuse perpetrated by someone who suffers from narcissism or sociopath. These individuals have a tendency, whether conscious or unconscious, to use words and language to use words and language in manipulative ways to damage, also otherwise control their partner's behavior. Narcissists tend to deflect all their feelings onto others because of their underlying pain and insecurity. Narcissists will make you feel like you are the crazy one. You will really be like, yo, am I tripping? You will call your girlfriends or your homeboys and be like, yo, such and such happened. Like, am I tripping? They will really have you tripping. And this brings it to my next point. Gaslighting. Gaslighting happens to make you feel like you're crazy. Now, this came about from a 1944 movie called Gaslighting. Y'all, this was crazy. I haven't saw the movie, but long story short, a movie came out, and The husband was like really just like narcissistic. And what he would do is he would turn down the gas lights in the house, and the wife would be like, wasn't this lit lighter than this, and wasn't this turned on or whatever? And he was like, no, you crazy. But he was turning them down. And he was doing things to make her go crazy and seem like she was crazy. And the end result is she got put away into like an insane asylum or something like that. And he probably like took all her money in the house or whatever, because it wasn't his house, it wasn't his stuff, it was her stuff. Like, y'all, this is serious. Like, it's so scary. Let me give you the definition of gaslighting, because y'all think I'm lying. Gaslighting: manipulating someone psychologically into doubting their own sanity, creating guilt and fear, and then feeling empowered by doing this. Y'all. And they try to say that you crazy and they doing stuff to you. Y'all, this is serious. This is serious. Okay. All right, so I gave y'all all this information, and there will probably be a part 2 with this. It probably will. So since we talked about all of that, let me give you some lights at the end of the tunnel. Okay? How to deal with him. Okay, how to deal with a narcissist. First of all, if you can run, please go. Run. Bye. Leave if you can. If you can. Now, if it's a family member, your mom, it could, I don't know, I guess it could be a child, your husband, your wife. That might not be such an easy option. First thing I want you to do is do what I had to do and what I continue to do. Okay? Build your self-esteem. The narcissist plays on the humble, the low, the empath, they play on that, there are many types of narcissists, y'all, and maybe that'll be the type. I mean, that will be the part 2 where we go down, because you got the grandiose and you got the covert narcissists, y'all. The covert, they crazy because they like the wolf in sheep's clothing, where they just come in and you think you got somebody. No. But the grandiose is they just mean, ugly, scary, and they ain't even trying to hide it. But it's so many more, y'all. It's so many more. But work on you. Build on your self-esteem. Stand firm in who you are and what you believe in. Don't take no stuff. Like, don't. Okay? Stay grounded. Stay firm. Okay? Just own who you are. Now, when conversing with them, you don't want to engage them, because more than likely you're not going to win. You're going to make yourself look stupid and foolish. It's like arguing with a child. Clearly, this wall is white, but they're going to be like, you can't see, that's blue. I don't care what you're talking about. Like, they will argue, is no point. So when dealing with them in conversations, especially over text or text messages and stuff, don't even be texting them no stuff, because that will be used against you in the court of law, because they're gonna be like, see, they crazy and sending screenshots, but not going to tell what they did. That's the thing. I just love how people just tell the reaction, okay, but they don't tell what initiated that. So I'm telling you, when I studied this, one person said, be short and concise. Deal with them like it's a business transaction. They ask you something, no. Or if they demeaning you, they're talking about you. One thing she said, she was like, have responses to them like, just very cold, like just very short answers. She said you could say things like, what did she say? She said, oh, if talking about me makes you feel better, then okay. And she said, let it go silent. I don't know who this person is, y'all. If I find her, I'm going to reference the video. But it made sense, because there's no point in going back and forth with them. You're not going to get anywhere. Silence is golden. Just remove yourself from the situation. They text you. They call you a bad mother, bad father. You ain't ish, this, that. I'm glad. I understand you feel that way. You're entitled. Have a good day. You can text them, not today. Or when they're yelling at you and everything like that, you could tell them things like, when you're ready to calm down and you're ready to talk like adults, we can revisit this. Have a good day. And I had to learn this, y'all. I really had to learn this because, you know, I'm in property management and people trigger you when you're in customer service and you're dealing with people. Like, people really do trigger you, and they have this sense of entitlement, like you're supposed to do for them, and they don't have to do anything. They don't have to work on themselves or treat people with respect and, you know, talk like, you know, like a normal human being with sympathy and that are empathetic to other people's feelings. They don't do that. So why go back and forth? I would recommend counseling. But these people don't feel like nothing's wrong with them. So good luck trying to get them there. They don't. And if you're dealing with a narcissistic partner, family member, you get counseling. Do it. Work on you. It is hard if you have a spouse. I don't even know how I would do that. Like, I don't know. But I would go. There's nothing that God can't do. Like my grandmother always says, only God can change the hearts of man. Pray. You know. Lead by example. Once you have mastered the art of not engaging with them, they'll back off. They won't, they know that they won't be able to play with you like that. So they'll look for someone else. Another thing at the end of the cycle that I do remember is eventually they will discard you. They will, and that's just a chance you're going to have to take once you have mastered, you know, your ability to not be fooled and not entertain their adult temper tantrum. They may more than likely leave to find another victim. But you do what's best for you. That's all I got for you guys. I think we want to do a part 2. This was really good. Like, y'all, this was good. Let me know if you like this, because we can go deeper. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It is an honor to talk to you guys and just talk about different things that, you know, I may have gone through, or my friends and everything. We just come together and we talk about this kind of stuff. I love you guys so much. Please share this video. And I'm not saying that you have to put it on somebody's, plastered on their Facebook page. You know, you might have to sneak it in their DM. Let them know that they're not crazy. We all know someone that's dealing with a psychopath, a narcissistic psychopath. Help them. Let's get through this together, because we family. I love you guys. I'm on my way to go sing. Pray for me. My allergies with this time of season is just killing me right now. So I need all your prayers. I love you, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.